an inheritance for you, for your tribes, all the land of the nations that remained, the nations I conquered between the Jordan and the great sea in the west. The Lord your God himself will drive them out of your way. He will push them out before you, and you will take possession of their land as the Lord your God promised you. Be very strong. This is the same warning that God gave Joshua when he started his ministry. Be strong. In other words, something's coming. Pay attention. Be strong. Be careful to obey all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, without turning aside to the right or to the left. Do not associate with these nations that remain among you. Do not invoke the names of their gods or swear by them. You must not serve them or bow down to them. But you are to hold fast to the Lord your God as you have until now. He says, be careful. Opportunity to fail coming. Be strong so that you don't fail, so you don't fall. And he says, do not associate. With these other nations, with the heathen nations. Do not speak the names of their gods or swear by them. Do not serve them. Do not bow down to them. Do not give them the time of day. In other words, have nothing to do with them. But hold fast to the Lord your God as you have until now. The Lord has driven out before you great and powerful nations. To this day, no one has been able to withstand you. One of you routs 1,000, because the Lord your God fights for you, just as he promised. So be careful to love the Lord your God. Don't let your success take you away from God. Don't let the good things in your life destroy you. Because you've been blessed, hang on to the Lord your God. Don't let the good things and the blessings become a hindrance and a stumbling block. But, because this is what's going to happen, if you turn away and ally yourselves with the survivors of these nations that remain among you, and if you intermarry with them and associate with them, then you may be sure that the Lord your God will no longer drive out these nations before you. Instead, they will become snares and traps for you, whips on your backs, and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from this good land which the Lord your God has given you. Ouch! If you intermarry and associate with them, if you make covenant with them, if you take hold of their teachings, if you take hold of their philosophies, God will no longer fight for you because you know better than God and you don't need him. Can I hear an amen? Or an ouch? Or an oh me or something? Isn't that what it says here? As soon as you grab hold of something other than what the Lord said, you know better than God, right? And you're in trouble. As soon as you know better than God, you tell God, I don't need you. As soon as you tell someone, I don't need you, you're on your own. Right? Abe has trained how many guys how to do proper concrete work? Probably lots. How many of them have gone off and done their own thing? A few. And how many of them have gone off saying, I don't need you. I can do this on my own? Probably at least one. Okay. How many of them call you for help? How many of them do you feel like helping? feel like helping. Okay, so that didn't work. But, no, there you go, yeah. But did they leave telling you, I don't need you? Yeah? Abe's got a big heart. It's that mercy rejoicing against judgment that we talked about this morning. Abe's got a huge heart. You don't see that in the world. When you stiff your boss and you come crying back for help later, have a nice day in another country. It doesn't happen, does it? And yet we expect that we can grab hold of this and grab hold of that and bring it into the church and bring it into our lives and try and sanctify it because we're Christians. And I'm using it in the kingdom. I'm using it in the church. And we want God to bless it. And we expect that God will bless it because, well, I'm using it in His church. Joshua gave the people a stern warning. Do not make covenant with heathen people. Do not associate. Do not intermarry. Let them be them and you be you. Don't try and take what they have just because it looks good. Exodus 34, verse 12, please. And I'm not sorry if this is coming across hard. If your toes hurt, get them out of the aisle. If the shoe fits, if not, take it as a warning, something to watch out for, right? Exodus 34 verse 12. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land where you are going, or they will be a snare among you. Break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and cut down their Asherah poles. Do not worship any other god, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. And that's something I didn't realize either. One of the names of God is jealous. Probably read it, but it never clicked, right? God is mighty, God is awesome, God is love, God is jealous. He is a jealous God. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land, for then they will prostitute themselves to their gods and sacrifice to them, and they will invite you, and you will eat their sacrifice. And when you choose some of their daughters as wives for your sons, and those daughters prostitute themselves to their gods, they will lead your sons to do the same. Ouch. Another warning to God's people. Do not get involved with them. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 4. Those previous warnings were given to the children of Israel. Through Christ, we are members of that nation as well, right? So the Old Testament stuff does apply to us, doesn't it? And even if it didn't, it's good advice. Ephesians 4 verse 11.